You're listening to The Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.
Thanks to Concordia University, Wisconsin for your support of The Coffee Hour. Find out more about Concordia University, Wisconsin at cuw.edu.
Live uncommon.
March on the Arch is right around the corner. Joining us today, our friends from LCMS Life Ministry, Kris Freeman, manager for LCMS Life Ministry. Kris, welcome back.
Thank you.
And Deaconess Tiffany Manor, director of LCMS Life Ministry. Good morning. Welcome back.
Hello.
Well, it is. It's always good to talk about the events that are going on in Life Ministry. How can we, as LCMS Lutherans, participate in Life Ministry events? March on the Arch, somewhat of a new event here in the St. Louis area. I know, Sarah, you got to go a couple of years ago, back when we did things in person. And you got to participate. And so as you have insights from your experience, feel free to chime in and share those today as we're talking about March on the Arch. So, Kris, what is March on the Arch?
March on the Arch, which is also known as MOTA, is an event where we march and we confess the love of Christ to all. And we confess that life is a gift from God. And we support those that are vulnerable, those that are weak, and the unborn. And so this year it takes place on March 19th in St. Louis, and we will march in rain or shine.
It's really a very joyful event here in Missouri, and it is a younger march, maybe not as well known as the National March in the Washington, D.C. every January, but it's held in the spring, gathering for a rally ahead of time. Well, there'll be speakers. Our President Harrison is going to be speaking at the rally, and there'll be a lot of groups there. We'll be marching with other Christians and other pro-life people, and then go near the arch. This year, we're not actually going to be going all the way to the march because of some federal grounds limitations, but we'll end at Laclede's Landing, and it's going to be an event that will be lamenting the loss of life, and as Kris was mentioning, some of the assaults on life in our culture, but also at the same time giving thanks to God for his gift of life.
Yeah, when I was able to go a couple of years ago, it was I had already been to the National March for Life, so I knew that experience, and then coming into the March for Life or the March on the Arch in St. Louis, being able to kind of experience both of those, a large national experience and then the smaller regional experience. But the representation from the LCMS was pretty much the same type of representation. What is the LCMS, the Lutherans that show up? What do we do during these marches?
Well, we gather as Christians and we proclaim Christ's love to all. And we will be there, Tiffany and I, and others from the Office of National Mission, and President Harrison will be there. And we march and we sing and share the love of Christ.
We're going to be decked out in our bright green, light green, Life Ministry green. We've got some new things ordered, so you need to come out and see. We're kind of known for our green hats, and Kris mentioned we march whether it's rain or shine. This
or snow.
Or snow. That's the thing. It's March. We're not going to have snow. That's not a word we're talking about anymore. So we don't.
You've not lived in St. Louis long enough.
We've got ball caps. We're going to be focused on spring. Mm-hmm. We've got ball caps this year for the March on the Arch. Of course, we'll have the beanies in case the weather gets cold. But you'll be able to spot the LCMS in green. So she was saying we do gather together and we'll listen to the speakers, and then we'll start walking. And as we walk, we'll be singing hymns together, praying. President Harrison will lead us in the creed and prayers as well as we march. And it's a really great time of fellowship too. And then at the end of the march, there's some fun things in store as well. It's ending at the Laclede Landing, and that's a really great parking spot. Actually, just a little pro tip here. If you're thinking of going, park at the end and then take the metro to the rally point. And you can get all of those details from us. Just go on to the website and get registered for that, and we'll send you the details by email.
Kris, you mentioned that we'll be singing. I think Lutherans might be known for singing. I hear Sarah chuckling too. What was it, Sarah? What was it like singing with your fellow Lutherans in marching the National March or March on the Arch a few years ago?
It is pretty cool to be part of that experience. What we believe as Lutherans and what we do as Lutherans, especially in our singing hymns, becomes a lot more real when we're outside of the church and on literally walking on these streets in the middle of a metro area and confessing our faith and confessing what we believe about the sanctity of life. It is a very cool experience to be singing those things out loud, speaking those things out loud as a witness to the people around us.
Yeah, we have other pro-life groups who are like, "Oh, you are the singing people," or they'll say, "You're the Jesus people." They know us, and then they'll say, "Oh, can I have one of your hymn signs?" So we have the signs that have Bible verses on the front, and then there are the hymns on the side that you're holding, so you can read the words and walk at the same time. If you can multitask.
Some people could do that.
Some people could do that, and so others want to sing along with us. So it really been a blessing to have that become our known for that we're the singing church out of the marches.
Are there any other events associated with the March on the Arch this year?
Well, at 9 a.m., we're going to have a prayer service at the Concordia Seminary Chapel. And then the rally begins at 11 outside of Planned Parenthood on Forest Park Avenue. And then the march will begin at noon. And that's the starting point.
Yeah, so the worship service at the chapel is new this year. We've never done that here in St. Louis with the March on the Arch. Super excited about that, and really thankful for the seminary opening up the chapel to the community. And actually, even if you don't feel like you can walk that whole distance, come out to the seminary and come to the worship service. President Harrison is going to be preaching. If you've ever been at the seminary chapel, it's gorgeous inside. The organ, the music will be wonderful. The body of Christ joining their prayers and voices together in song. So just even the service alone would be a really joyful thing to be a part of, even if you can't make the rally and the march later on.
Mm-hmm. So what does that lineup look like then? Since this prayer service is new, what is that going to look like for people who are planning to attend? What do they need to know?
Yeah, it's probably good to drive to the seminaries. There's some logistical things like park there, go to the prayer service, and then you'll need to relocate the car. And I was saying earlier how we recommend you take it to the end, then hop on the metro and get to the rally starting point on the streets outside of the Planned Parenthood clinic. So there are some logistical things with it because it's not all of the events are in the exact same spot. So some advanced preparation and figuring out where, because the parking at the rally point and outside Planned Parenthood is really limited. It's street parking. There's going to be, maybe 1,000 or more people. So we have to kind of get things figured out ahead of time. And that's where we want folks to let us know they're coming so we can help communicate that. And there may be some options for shuttle busing from area to area. And we've got to have good head counts on that.
So maybe even sharing rides, carpooling might be a good idea that day as well. Getting together a group from...
Yeah, bring a group from church and all, pile into a couple cars. And that will be helpful when we're talking about more of an urban setting and lack of parking.
Very good. Will there be anything along the way on the march? I know in the past there were some booths, I think, along the way. Will there be this year?
Well, this year, because we're limited with being able to be in certain areas, the federal permits, our partners, Coalition for Life of St. Louis, who do all of the behind the scenes work, they're really fantastic at putting this March in the Arch, and they have a great life ministry as well in other ways with pregnancy supports and sidewalk counseling outside of Planned Parenthood. But they're doing the work putting this together, but the permits weren't allowed to actually have some of those tables and experiences along the way that occurred a couple of years ago before the pandemic. So there may be some surprises along the way. Those are still yet to be seen, but certainly, they'll be singing along the way.
Excellent. So singing. Do we need to register for this event or give a heads up if we're planning on attending?
So we do ask that those that plan to march register. So the best way to go about that is to go to the LCMS website and search for Life Ministry, and all the information you need to register is there. And after you do that, registrants will get updated emails with information about the march.
Very good. Do we need to give a heads up if we're coming to the worship service as well at the chapel? Is that just included in that registration?
It's included in the registration. So just go to lcms.org/life, or you can just go to lcms.org and put in life and life ministry. And there's probably some links and banners that are really prominent. You'll easily be able to find your way through it. So follow the links, or if it's easier, just reach out to us. lifeministry@lcms.org is our email. So just the words life ministry altogether at lcms.org, or, you can call the Church Information Center and we'll get you hooked up.
Very good. And we'll include that link with the program notes today as well, lcms.org/life. And you can find the registration information there as well. Always enjoy to chat. Anything else as we wrap up our time together? Anything else about the March on the Arch, the date again?
March 19th. It's a Saturday.
March 19th.
And just as a reminder that Marches for Life go on all year long, all across the country. So if you know of a march in your neck of the woods and your congregation or other LCMS friends are planning to participate, let us know. Reach out with that same email address, or connect with us through the lcms.org website, and we'll promote it with you, help other Lutherans get connected, send you hats and signs and other things to help you proclaim Christ as you march. So keep your eye out for things happening in your neck of the woods.
Very good. So keep your eyes out for other marches. Again, lcms.org/life, or you can email them, lifeministry@lcms.org. Our guest today, Kris Freeman, manager for LCMS Life Ministry. Kris, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And Deaconess Tiffany Manor, director of LCMS Life Ministry. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us on this morning.
Absolutely. You're listening to The Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Golseth.